Hi everybody, and welcome back to my channel, G Parker Artworks and Creations. Thank you for joining me today. I am trying to do day number 19 of my paint challenge, but before that I wanted to show you the ones I did before. So this is number 16 that I did, the candle thing, and then 17 is this one. I discovered this artist on YouTube. I think it's called Nassim, or Painting With Me 59, I'm not sure, but anyway, they had this one. I did a version of theirs, and then I did this one yesterday, and I like from about here up, sort of. So still kind of getting the hang of some of this. I really liked how the trees turned out on this one, so I like that part of it. My daughter wants me to do a bigger one of that. Today, they were doing, I found one where they were doing a bookmark with a snowman, and so I thought that looked like a lot of fun. I'm not doing a bookmark, but I'm going to do a snowman because they had some fun different colors, and it looked like it was pretty quick. Okay, but this works best if the paper is really wet. I am seeing if I'm doing the hot press paper. I don't know if you remember when I did a video on these different types of watercolor blocks. This one is the hot pressed, and it seemed like it worked best for markers and stuff. So we're going to see how it works with the wet on wet. I was using a Layton pad and things got out of hand. It did not go like I wanted it to, and so we're not doing that one. We're doing this one. And so we put a lot of dark blue in here, and maybe more blue. Let's see how this one, we'll see if it bleeds as well as the other one did. It was really cool. You could just see the Layton pad. You might want to look into them. They're pretty cool. Not quite sure who makes them, whether it's Japan or China. It's one of the Asian countries there. I don't think it's quite China because it doesn't have those kind of, what are those? Doesn't look like kanji. I don't know exactly what you call it. Anyway, back to the snowman. We're doing some purples in here, which I think is way fun. The purple and the blue. And they were working with a really small space, and I'm doing a lot bigger because that's what I do. The smallest I do is 4x6. So, and we have our wet on wet, and it's really buckling. I don't know if you can see, but it's really buckling. Which is interesting. So the hot press might not be the best. But anyway, we're gonna see how it turns out. And now we're gonna be doing the little blotches, like up here we're gonna do blotch for the head, and then I'm gonna do one for the body. Isn't that fun how that picks it up? Not quite as round as you'd probably want, so you can kind of make it that way. And then we're going to attempt the salt. Now, I've read lots of different things on salt with watercolor that it doesn't matter whether you use coarse or fine. You know, Indian Ocean, Dead Sea, doesn't matter. In fact, they said table salt works just fine. So that's what we're trying today. So we're trying the table salt variety. So I personally have not had a lot of success trying to do salt, so I'd be interested to know if it's worked for you. Okay, so now we're going to let this dry for just a minute. Okay, I think that's dried enough. Now we're going to put the hat on the snowman. And I just realized that I am out of black. I need to put some more in my tray. Should have loaded that up earlier. Okay, so we're gonna do black with some blue because it's wintry, and apparently everything winter must have a blue tint to it. What can I say? So we're gonna do the brim of his hat first. And then we're going to do the top of it. Little top hat. Nope, nope, nope. One of our other cats decides he wants in on the picture. I don't have quite the angle on this that I would like, so we're going to add some more angle there. And I'm going to lift off some of that black. I got too much in there. Okay, there's the hat, mostly. And I'm going to get my little bit finer brush now. And we're going to start on the scarf. Which I'm going to do kind of a burgundy-ish thing. The painter I was looking at kind of did a weird brown thing. I really like a little bit more color. I don't know if you can see, this is the salt that I sprinkled on. You can see how it's kind of going crystallized over here, and it's kind of being weird on the scarf too because I sprinkled it everywhere. So There's the tassels on the scarf. This is the under one. I'm wondering what the salt's gonna do to my brushes. I don't know. Might be interesting. Okay, now we're gonna add a little bit of shadow and define him a little bit. Need a little bit of blue in there. And a little bit of base here. And it's kind of watering out there, the salt. And I don't know if it's a combination of the salt and the paint and the water, or if it's the paper being the hot press and being weird. But yeah, kind of different the way it's reacting here. It's kind of really fading away. So, kind of different. I'm going to give him some buttons. Yeah, we're going to give him some eyes. And then we're going to give him a carrot nose, because, you know, all snowmen have carrot noses. And this, they did a line, but I do dots for the mouth, so we're going to do dots. There we go. Okay. Do a little bit of definition over here on the face. And let's see, we're gonna do a little sprig of holly up here on his hat. frog holly on his hat. Let's see. I'm probably gonna go over it with my pen because this isn't, it's like absorbing some of that, so I'm not gonna get as good definition. And I'm going to do some snow and some speckles, so I'm gonna put this behind because I always make a mess when I do that, so I don't know if, but it's, I just love doing it, so must do. But so we're gonna do a little bit of white, see how it looks. A little spot there. And we need to do some berries, some red in there. Oh, I don't know what that went. Now, they didn't put any arms on him. I think he needs some arms. So we're going to do that real quick. Now we're going to have to wait a few minutes and get this to dry. I think we need the thicker one. It has a fine tip on it. I mean, it can get into the fine. So now we have some arms, a little bit more shading here. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit of refinement here. think I forgot to put berries in that holly. We need to do that. And I thought the salt is supposed to like be rubbed off, but I don't know. It seems to be just kind of left there. So, you know what? I don't know that I like the salt. So I don't know that I would. I guess it depends on what kind of wintry scene you want. But anyway, there we go, day 19, and it's a snowman. And hopefully you will try one out for yourself and see what you like. Don't forget to click that like button and come back and see me again. Thanks for watching.